Some of us have read this book, some of us have not read this book, and that's okay. I recommend that everybody read this book, no matter what the trainings are. Some of us have read this book, some of us have not read this book, and that's okay. I recommend that. Y'all would think I would get this right by now. It's all good. I'm still learning. Okay, so the Four Agreements is the book that we've been going over. And today is the final agreement that we'll be going over. And all of our calls are recorded on YouTube. So after like this call is over, I'll drop the link in the chat and you guys can review this call if you're not able to take notes while we're doing it, or if you just want to watch it all over again. And we have all the other calls on the same YouTube channel as well. So you'll be able to tune in and, see what you've missed, see what you can catch up on. And I hope that you gain some value from it, and feel free to subscribe, to comment, and, let me know what your thoughts are. Because I appreciate the feedback. I'm new still at this and giving value and talking in front of people. So I'd like to know just, how you guys feel. All right. So let's get into it. Thank you, Barbie. The last and final agreement is called Always Do Your Best. And when we're doing our best, we're putting our best foot forward, right? In whatever the task is. Oh yeah, hold on. I got hot already. I didn't even start talking. You see. All right, I'm good now. I get a little nervous, so I start to sweat. Y'all know how it is. Bro, Son over there making all kinds of goodies. We just send it in the mail. Just send it in the mail. All right. So when we're doing our best, right, we're putting our best foot forward in any situation, whether it's in our womanhood, our parenthood, business, our work life, because, a lot of us still do work 9 to 5s, and our 9 to 5s are fueling our business, fueling our, full-time entrepreneurship, the actual dreams that we have. And sometimes, because we know our potential to do really well in certain situations, when we're having other days when we feel like we're not doing as best as we know that we could, we tend to kind of beat ourselves up a little bit. And I'm going to let you know that this book even says that our best looks different from day to day. So your best today may not feel like your best tomorrow, but it's the best that you could produce in tomorrow. Sometimes when we're not feeling too good, when we're, a little sad, or we're having certain things that we're growing through, our best is going to look different from the days that we're happy about everything and that we're excited and that we're motivated. The point is that you're still taking that action and you're still doing what you need to do to get through each and every day, that you're accomplishing goals, even if your energy is not all there. So when you're growing through those moments and you're like, damn, I could do better, don't push yourself too hard, because that's where burnout comes into play, when you start to really deplete yourself, because you're like, well, I went so hard the other day or last week, why can't I do the same today? Or I need to do the same today. And then you're a little upset that you did so much that you're like, damn, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I feel like shit. And it's because you pushed yourself a little too hard. And you really just need to understand that your best is going to look different, and it's okay. All right. When these things happen, right? When you feel like you're not doing your best, don't judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. Don't get frustrated. Cannot forget to be kind to ourselves. Absolutely. And a lot of the time, we're moms, we're parents, whether it's to one kid or to 5 kids, we receive that little bit of mom guilt where we're like, you know, I should be able to do a lot of things. I should be able to do more. Give me 1 second. He's really knocking at the door and he's not giving up, y'all. Asking me to dance for him. Y'all, he want to have a dance party. He's real concerned about dance party. He's like, I need to be there. You all right. Yes, we need to be mindful that we should be kind to ourselves and that we're doing the best that we can in each and every moment, whether we're doing good for our kids or not, right? So when you decide that you're gonna start doing your best, right, in everything, you're living your life intensely. You're living your life a little differently. And when you make these decisions, you're going to be more productive. And then when you're more productive, you're happier because you're like, wow, like I'm proud of myself that I'm actually getting things done. I actually, cooked today. And when I cooked, I cleaned all the dishes and everything was good before I had to go to bed. Because there's days, y'all, when I cook and I'm like, why do I have to do dishes? why are there dishes? Like who made this up? And when I don't do the dishes and I leave it for the next morning, I'm upset the next morning that I got to do dishes, knowing damn well I cooked the night before. And when you begin to do, oh my gosh, y'all, when you begin to do your best, right? You're doing it because of the action and because you love the productivity, not because you're expecting a reward, because you're expecting something in return. And a lot of people behave this way. They only do things for a benefit. So like, we know a lot of people hate their jobs, but they only go to work because they have that reward. They get, you get paid. You get paid to go to work no matter what type of work it is. Yes, a clean kitchen is a must, y'all. But it's definitely something that I faced the challenge with. So like a lot of the time I'm not even cooking. I'm like, you want cereal? Like we can eat cereal for dinner. Like we can do that. I could wash a bowl. I'm okay with that. But washing all the pans and the pots, like y'all, today I ordered out. I ordered pizza. I ordered pasta. I ain't got to wash nothing today. Nothing but a couple of cups. So, right. So when we go to work, right? That's what we're going to work for, that reward, for that money, for that promotion, even if we don't like the actual work. And I noticed something today, right? So y'all know that I don't like to do laundry. I've talked about it a couple of times. Y'all know my battle with laundry. I have been sitting with clean clothes in my room for like the last week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. We came back from West Palm and we washed everything. We washed the clothes that we didn't use. We washed the clothes that were already here in the dirty clothes. And today, I said enough is enough. I have the next 2 days off, but I don't want to spend my days off cleaning. So I was like, look, something's got to give. So what did I do? I cleaned up. I folded on my clothes. I put them away. And then I realized how happy it made me. And, I had dropped in the chat earlier this week that I was, growing through some things in my mental battles, and that's part of it. And I didn't even realize it. Literally having not even a dirty room, but a messy room was bothering my mind, and I didn't even notice until I cleaned it up. And if that's y'all, like sometimes you're growing through things and you're not exactly sure why, look at the spaces around you. If they're not as tidy as they could be, then clean it up a bit and then see how it makes you feel after the fact. It's really like bliss. Like I'm sitting in my room and I'm like, yo, my room is clean. Like I feel good. I ain't gotta do nothing tomorrow. I swept the room and everything. I was so happy. And even my energy is different. Like I'm really tired from work because I've been working the last 7 days, like straight. And I work, you guys, like 8 to 10 hour shifts from every morning. Like Barbara, you said you were up since 5 a.m. this morning. Girl, I got up at 1:15 to be at work at 2 o'clock. Like, and then when I come home, it's like I gotta come home to the baby and I do my best to take a nap, but then it's hard because like I don't want him to get into nothing while I'm trying to take a nap. It's a lot. It's a lot. So housework piles up because we're working and then we're doing entrepreneurship and there's so much going on. But it felt really good to clean my room and have everything organized. Well, not everything, but almost everything. And it makes me feel good. And now I'm able to do other things that I want to do. I'm able to really put my best foot forward into other things because I'm not like my mind is not cluttered because of the space around me is clean. I can see everything now. So yeah, I just wanted to share that experience with y'all because it was interesting that I decided to clean my room today. And then I was like, what is the last agreement? Like, let me just review in the book. And I was like, wow, it's do your best. And when I decided to do my best, I felt better. I was like, look at alignment. God be coming through, the universe be coming through. Like at the moments you don't expect it at all. Now, the book talks about inaction, when we don't take action to do our best or to do anything at all. When we do that, we're actually denying ourselves life. And that's where, mental illness comes into play when you're depressed or you're, just sad in your home and you don't want to do anything but watch TV all day. You don't want to sit, you just want to sit there and binge Netflix and eat all your favorite snacks. And sometimes that feels good to do. But when that's all you want to do and you don't have that motivation to do anything else, is because you're deciding not to do the action of whatever it is that you need to do. So when you're growing through those phases, our level of awareness needs to be up. When it happens, we need to see it like, okay, I'm feeling a certain way. Why am I feeling like this? What in my life needs to be done? Put a to-do list together. Don't expect that you're going to accomplish 20 things in one day. Pace yourself. But you have to see the to-do list so that you know exactly what needs to be done. And when you check it off or you cross it out, man, that shit feels real good. You're like, all right, I did that. All right, I did that. All right, what's next? Okay, I could do that. And one thing that I've learned about, even when you do to-do lists, do the big things first. And then do the small things. Because when you do the small things first, after you've done however many small things you've done, you get to the big thing and you're like, I don't want to do this. I done did so much already. But when you get that big project done on your list, you're like, I could tackle everything else. This is easy. This is nothing. And in the book, it says, expressing what you are is taking action. And that spoke to me like a lot, because when we're not being ourselves and we're doing other things that we know we shouldn't be doing because we think it's going to make us feel better. And it doesn't. it doesn't make a lot of sense. And then like there's no progress. It's like, what are we even really doing? And then they go on to say, without action upon an idea, there will be no manifestation, no results, and no reward. Because we know that everything that we do has some kind of effect. There's a cause and effect to every single action. So when we do something positive, there's automatically going to be a reward. So like when you work out, your body starts to, tone up, you get healthier, you get that booty that you want, you start to look good, your self-confidence comes up, the endorphins are active in your body, you get that chemical reaction that makes you happier. So those are the natural rewards of working out. Or like my example with the cleaning, I cleaned up, so now I feel good that I don't have to clean up every single day, or I don't have to do a big project, or my mind feels clearer. That was my reward. Now, did I clean up just so that I can have that reward? No, I cleaned up because I was tired of seeing the mess. And then I'm like, damn, like the reward is that I feel really good. Yeah, you really can't flow with a dirty area. You can't. And as an adult, I know that now, because when I was younger, y'all, like my parents used to have to like almost whoop just to get me to clean my room. And it was because like I had no motivation to do it, or I really just did it. I had a lot of other things going on, like in school and stuff, that I was not confident in myself to do even basic housework. And I didn't, now that I'm an adult and I get to reflect, I see why I was almost always upset, or why I always didn't feel that clarity of mind. I was growing through whatever I was growing through in school with, mean kids, and, having that pressure of coming home with good grades, that I would come home to like my dirty room or things not in place, and I wasn't doing anything about it. And it was just keeping that energy there. So, I'm happy and grateful for growth, y'all. Drop a 7 for growth, because growth is amazing. Let's be happy about it. When it's happening, we're not always that happy, but when we're there, it feels very different. All right, y'all. They go into not religion, but they go into spirituality. So we respect that. If you don't believe in God, you don't believe in God, or if you believe in the universe, you believe in the universe, or whatever it is that you believe in. And the book says, God is life. God is life in action. And the best way to say, I love you, God, is to live your life doing your best. That's it. And you guys ever heard that phrase or that quote, let go and let God? That's where that comes into play as well. They don't say that like verbatim, but they literally say letting go of the past and living in the present. And that's when you let go, you're surrendering to God, you're surrendering to the universe, right? So that you can allow yourself to really be in the moment, to be present, to fully live. And when you do that, there's a kind of pressure that actually gets lifted off of you, because you're moving different. I know Paola she's definitely doing the thing. She's doing the dishes, y'all. She's doing it. Proud of you, girl. Get them dishes done. She's gonna be so happy. She gonna sit on the couch later like, yep, I got a clean house. Look at it. Look at all this. Look at everything I did today. That's what I'm gonna do later. I'm gonna get off this call. I'm gonna go relax. And what they talk about next, which I actually really love this statement that they made in this book, because I feel like a lot of us sometimes compare like human beings or the human race to God. as like we can't be as powerful as him, or like how can that even be, right? It says just your existence proves the existence of God, because we know that he made us. We are here because he is here. And your existence proves the existence of life and of energy. So we're forever flowing. We have a lot of energies and frequencies within us, even when we sleep. And we're constantly putting that out into the world through our actions, through different things that we do. So as we go through each agreement where you're becoming impeccable with your word, when you're becoming, no, when you're not taking things personal, and y'all, hold on, let me go back to the other one because I'm forgetting it. Oh, and when you're not making assumptions, you're doing these three things, and then you're doing your best in everything that you're doing. You're combining all of these four agreements. All right, Sana. She's been hard at work all day. So you're combining all of these things together, and you're putting your energy in the right places so that you're able to live differently. You're able to see things differently. You're able to have a different level of awareness, and you're doing all of these things for your growth. You're doing all of these things so that you can have that quantum leap in your life. And that's amazing, because that's really what we're here for. We're here for the quantum leaps. We're here for the change that we seek. And when there are times that you don't do your best, right? Intentionally, you are actually denying yourself the right to be you. Okay. So then they say, that is a seed that you should really nurture in your mind. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You don't need the acceptance of others. You express your own divinity by being alive and by loving yourself and others. And in that is the expression of you telling God, hey, I love you, because I'm able to walk and love everything around me. Because that's what, when we talk about the Bible, right? That is what Jesus did. It didn't matter who you were, what walk of life you had. He loved every single person. And we have that power as well. So when you practice that, you're practicing your divinity. You're walking in your divinity. You are divine. Drop in the chat, I am divine. But we're gonna manifest, and we're not gonna forget, and we're gonna affirm that we are divine. I am divine. There we go. And mean it. Do it for yourself, because you are, every single one of us has power within us that we may not know or we may not recognize yet, but it's there. It's there. And the more that you grow and get to know yourself and who you are, you're going to realize how much power that you have. And once that happens, you are truly unstoppable. Okay, nobody tell you nothing. Wow, look at the alignment. The next highlighted section I have says, if you do your best always, over and over again, you will become a master of transformation. Y'all, this book is on point. All right, my next one is your own body is a manifestation of God. And if you honor your body, everything will change for you. When you practice giving love to every part of your body, you plant seeds of love in your mind. And when they grow, you will love, honor, and respect your body immensely. And, when we develop the routine of doing our best in everything that we do and, giving out the actions that are more positive than they are negative, you're creating a different type of discipline for yourself. And as we do those things, we're honoring ourselves and we're honoring the universe and we're honoring God in those ways. And, whatever you give to the universe is going to give it right back. And that's what you want. You want that type of energy coming back to you, flowing to you. You want to be able to attract it. So you have to be able to give it. Okay, what else I got? All right. So I only have like a couple of more points and then, we're going to get going. I'm hyped. I'm getting done before 10 o'clock lately because I don't like to keep you guys here too long because, I know we all be tired. So we're growing, right? So we're not perfect beings and we make mistakes. So through this journey of getting to know these agreements and applying them into our lives, we may mess up. Sometimes we're not going to be impeccable with our words. Sometimes we're still going to take certain things personally. Other times we're still going to make assumptions about things and about people. And when that happens and you catch yourself, don't get upset because you have a new opportunity tomorrow to do things differently. You have a new opportunity to say, okay, well, I went through that situation. This is how I reacted. And I noticed it. I'm aware of it. This is what I'm going to do next. This is what I'm going to do for tomorrow. And that when you get to that point, that's how you really know that you're growing, that you're really staying consistent to the growth that you say that you want, because you're recognizing your patterns and you're doing what you need to do to create new habits. Because it's not easy creating new habits, especially when we have a lot of old habits that some of them don't even really belong to us. They belong to the generations before us and they're just passed down because they didn't know any better. They didn't know how to teach us other things. Yes, consistency is key. She said, cut that out. So in breaking the old agreements that you've had throughout life, right? The goal is freedom within yourself, freedom within your human spirit. You can't worry about the past. You can't care about the future. And you can only live in the present moment. Now, we work towards the future. We have goals that we have set in mind. But if things don't happen on the timeline that you want it to, you can't be focused on that. You can't be upset that that didn't happen. You just know that you have your goals, that you're living in what you can handle and what you can control today, because we can't control 5 years from now. But what we do today and what we do tomorrow is going to lead up to the next 5 years. So it's literally like Marshada just said, consistency is key. So the more you're consistent through each and every single day, being in the present, you're already putting yourself ahead for the future, for the goals that you have. What else I got? Oh, I thought this was really nice because I feel like before I became a mom, right? Before I became a parent, I was just doing my best to be an adult, even if I didn't know what an adult was like. And as an adult, you ever heard people talk about like we wanted to be adults so fast or so much that when we got there, we're like, damn, can I go back? And it's because as we become adults, or what we think adults are supposed to be like, we lose a lot of our actual freedoms. And we have children now, so we see that how free they are, how free they're able to be in themselves and their confidence and their playfulness. And when we begin to not care so much about how others think or about the past that's created us to up until this point, and when we begin to just be living in the moment and being optimistic, that's where we gain our freedom back. And that type of freedom makes us feel sometimes childlike, because we are still children, no matter how old we get. We've just lost our freedom. So we have to look at how we can regain that freedom. We can relearn a lot from our kids. Absolutely. Having my son has taught me how to be the goofy, funny, playful self that I used to be. I was like, where did the seriousness come from? Like, why am I so serious now? But being with him, I'm able to be myself. I'm able to not care what people think even more. Like, I already was like, nah, like, I don't care what people think about me. But like, really, when I had my son and I was like, I want him to feel free. I want him to never be embarrassed to dance in the supermarket if his song come on. Like, I encourage those types of things. And when we have to teach them how to be like that. So at the same time, while we're teaching them, we're reteaching ourselves how to be like that, how to be open, how to be ourselves, how to be confident. And it really is like a rebirth. Like when we give birth to our kids, it's not like we're just giving birth to children. No, we're giving birth to our motherhood, because we didn't know what it was like to be parents before that. And it's a learning process every single day, because like my mom has told me my entire life, there is no instruction manual to becoming a parent. It don't matter how many books that you can find out there. There is no guru on being a parent. Like, it doesn't happen that way. Every kid is different. Every circumstance is different. How you want to handle the circumstances with your kids are going to be different. And it's always going to be a learning process. Yes, our mini me's for sure. So that's the note that I'm actually going to leave you guys with, that don't be afraid to be childlike. There, and don't confuse childlike with childish. No, for sure. Like, really though, like, we want to feel free, and it starts with those types of actions, and learning that it's okay to be our full selves no matter what situation. And if other people around us don't know how to live that way, that is okay. That is on them. We don't have to focus on why they're like that, why they feel that way. We're only here to focus on what we feel, and focus on how we can continue to feel better, how we can continue to show up for ourselves, how we can continue to show up for our kids, because sometimes that gets hard. Like, yes, we chose to have these children. Absolutely. But sometimes I feel like we didn't know what we was really in for. So we're like, somebody send it back. Like, can I get a new one? Can we like go like, what's happening? I know I don't know about y'all, but that's me sometimes. I'm like, yo, did I don't know. I don't think I asked for this. I think I asked for something else. And this is not what y'all gave me. Yes, is there a returning label? There has to be something. So that's it for me, guys. I'm happy that we were able to do this. I'm happy that the book is over. I'm happy that I was able to strangely be in alignment as I read the book, and even as I, did a teaching on it with you guys, because I read the book and it changed a lot in my life in a very short amount of time. So if you don't have this book, I'm putting it up again. If you don't have this book, go get this book. It does a lot, and it teaches you so much. It's a short read, but it's something that really faces yourself, like makes you face yourself. There's a lot about yourself that you may not know that this book will let you know. This book will definitely show you a lot more about you. That's actually where I got it from. The very first time I heard about this book was from Nano. He did like how I did a training like this. He did it, but all in one sitting. He did everything. And I, for the longest, was like, I ain't got to read that book. Nano did the training on it. And then the book was actually gifted to me by a really good friend of mine last year. And I did not read it. I did not. And then I read it and I said, okay, this is different from the training that anyone can give. So that's why, even though we went through it and you'll have the YouTube videos to review it again, get the book. Get the book. There's different things that you may want to highlight that, touch your soul more than it touched mine, because we're all going to, we see things differently when we read the books. Books heighten our imagination, and that's where visual pictures come into play when you read. So I highly recommend that you get this book, that you do your own, personal growth and development in it. And if you got some value from this, please drop a 5 in the chat for me. If you feel like you learned something, like it helped you, let me know. I'm happy and grateful for everyone who showed up today. I am grateful for you guys continuing to show up. I can't wait for next week. Next week we got, Miss Barbie coming up. She's gonna give us some sauce. She's gonna give us some value, and I'm very excited for that. And that's it for me. Drop love in your last name and we can go. We're done for the evening.